welcome and thank you for watching Cooking with Ash. I hope you guys are enjoying all the amazing recipes I have been posted. If you're loving those recipes, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you haven't liked and subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please hit the subscribe button below. I've prepared an amazing recipe for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoy it, so let's get right into the video. Hi guys, welcome back to Cooking with Ash. Today I will be making a very requested recipe and it's called Nut Crush. This is not exactly the original recipe, but I've been doing some research and these are the ingredients that I think and I came up with talking to people who know about it. Came up with to make the nut crush. So here we go. These are the ingredients you will be using. I have here some baking powder. I have here some chickpea flour, and this is the brand I'm using. And I have here some grind rice. So it's like very coarsely grind, and this is the brand of the rice I'm using. If you cannot find this, you can always take the rice, wash it, let it dry, and grind it up in your coffee grinder. It does the trick well. I have here some room temperature milk, some sugar, some dry roasted peanut that I went ahead and crushed up, and I grind it in my coffee grinder. I have here some flour, and I have 1 stick of butter, room temperature. So I'm gonna show you guys how I combine everything and how we assemble our nut crush. So guys, first we're gonna go ahead with our flour. In goes our nut. In goes our sugar. Our grind rice. Our chickpea flour. My baking powder. I'm just going to incorporate everything together. And using my best mixing tool, my hand. This was a classic favorite growing up in Guyana. I remember when I was little, my mom would go to Saturday market and she would buy this and bring it back for us. We used to enjoy this. It's a pretty difficult recipe to get. A lot of people enjoy this nut crush, but the recipe is very hard to get. Not a lot of people know how to do it. The group that I'm in, someone posted, one of the moderators posted a recipe, and I went off of that and substitute some other ingredients and came up with this recipe. For me, it comes out exactly as I remember nut crush taste and texture wise. So I'm gonna go ahead with my butter, and my butter is room temperature, guys. Prefer to use the room temperature. It brings the batter together faster, better, and you have to use less milk. And again, everything I'm using will be listed in the description box below along with the measurements. So I'm just working the butter into the flour. And here's like a big piece of peanut. I'm just gonna pull that out. I guess the mill missed that one. And this is smelling exactly how nut crush used to smell. One ingredient I forgot to mention is the nutmeg. I forgot to put it here. I'm just gonna grab my nutmeg and I'm gonna grate some in here. We need that nutmeg flavor. Who loves the scent of nutmeg? Oh my god, I love it. I can smell nutmeg all day. Okay, mix that in. So now we need to form like a dough, not a stiff dough. This, we cannot use this, it's too crumbly. We just gotta add a little bit of milk to bring it together. And remember guys, everyone flour is different texture and stuff like that. I'm using the 5 rose flour in this. So gradually add your milk, because you don't want to add all the milk I would put in the description and your dough come together faster, and then you're gonna have like a real sticky dough. You don't need a sticky dough. So you can use more milk or less milk than what I will be putting. So right now I have about 2 tablespoons of milk, and as you can see, my dough didn't require all 2 tablespoons. It came together perfect without 2. It's just like about 1 tablespoon it took. So I'll put in the description 1 to 2 tablespoons, and it all depends again on your ingredients, the texture of it. So here you have it guys. What I'm gonna go ahead and do, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my cookie, my ice cream scoop. I have a small one. We're gonna scoop this up onto our baking sheet, and we're gonna get into the baking process. Guys, I have here a little ice cream scoop. I didn't grease this. I'm just gonna put it on top of that, just like that. And we're gonna scoop our nut crush onto our tray. Or if you don't have a scoop, you can always make little balls, and I can show you how to do that too. So we could do it like this. Let's just go ahead and make balls, guys. Let's not go fancy with the scoop. I'm just gonna use the scoop for the measurement to make sure all of them are equal size. So I'm scooping it in my hand. You can use a teaspoon, a tablespoon, however you want it, what size. And honestly, these kind of smell like peanut butter cookie. So I'm gonna go ahead and assemble these, and then I'm gonna pop them into my oven that is being preheated at 350 degrees. I'm gonna pop them in for 8 minutes, and then I'm gonna check them, and I'm gonna lower the heat to 200 degrees and bake it off for like about 10 to 15 minutes. And if you, throughout the process, I'm gonna come and show you guys what we're looking for, and if our nut crush is getting too brown at the bottom, we can always flip them over, because from what I saw when I was baking them, the bottom was getting browner faster than the top. So what I went ahead and did, when I lowered the heat, I just went ahead and I flipped them over so the top could cook too. It doesn't make a difference in it if you flip it over or whatever, but I'll come back and show you guys that process. So guys, this is what it looks like exactly 8 minutes into baking. Remember I said I was gonna drop the temperature, so I'm gonna go ahead now and drop the temperature to 200 degrees Fahrenheit and bake this off for another 10 to 15 minutes. These has been in the oven exactly now for 10 minutes. Remember I mentioned how the bottom usually get browner than the top. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do, I'm just gonna flip these baby up over, and you can use a spatula if you want to do this. I'm good with the heat. I'm just gonna flip it over and bake it off for the next 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna come back and show you what our finished nut crush looks like. My nut crush has been in the oven now baking at 200 degrees for 15 minutes exactly. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off my oven and let this sit in here for like about 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna pull it out. So when I come back, I'll show you the finished product of what our finished nut crush looks like. So guys, here is my finished nut crush. Of course, it doesn't have the color that the nut crush I grew up knowing about have, but it's pretty much there with taste and texture, in my opinion. what I remember of Nut Crush. I'm just gonna break into one and let you guys see. I would love if the whole nut, this whole biscuit Nut Crush get this perfectly color here, but I'm just working with what I have. Wish I had the exact recipe, but like I said, this is my take and experimenting and trying out different kind of ingredients, and this is the closest I got to taste and texture wise. So usually the Nut Crush in Guyana, I remember it would puff up a little bit more and it would be a little bit hollow, although this one is not so hollow. It does crush up really well, like the texture wise, if you can see, it crush up really well. So I hope you guys enjoy this recipe. Please give it a try, and I would love to hear your feedback on it. For those who growing up enjoying Nut Crush and know more about Nut Crush, I would love to hear your feedback on this recipe. Please make sure you follow all the steps to get that perfect consistency that I attain in this recipe. Please keep on sharing the video. Please like and subscribe for more amazing recipes from my kitchen to yours.